Crimea is unique in every sense. Epochs, religions, cultures, and events are closely intertwined here. You will learn about some of them in the video blog Moments of History, People and Events. In the middle of the 13th century, Sufi communities such as the Çayırs, Calendars, and later the Haftiz, Mevlevis, Naqshbandis, and some others gradually spread across Crimea. A significant role in this process was played by the neighboring Ottoman Empire, where Sufi orders found the most favorable conditions for independent development. Crimean Sufism flourished in the 14th century. Not only the works of Jalaluddin Rumi and later the Ottoman poet Yunus Emre, but also Sufi brotherhoods that arrived on the peninsula from Asia Minor penetrated here. Their spiritual leaders, the sheikhs, were not Crimeans, but lived and worked on the peninsula, and immediately found eternal peace. Along with the traditional tarikats, there were tarikats or orders of Crimean origin in the Crimean Uluzyurt and later in the Crimean Khanate. They were called the four centers of Crimean Sufism. These were large independent Muslim centers. The first of them was located in the village of Kaledzi near Kyiv, the second Koyunzi near Akmestsit, modern Simferopol, the third in the steppe village of Idilar. It was called Tashli Shikilai, and the fourth was located in the valley of the Kacha River and had the same name. But, in addition to these four centers, other Sufi spiritual complexes functioned in the Crimean Khanate. For example, such as the Aziz Malakashtar in Eskiyurt, or the Mevlevi Tikai order in Kislev. It is difficult to determine the total number of Sufi brotherhoods in Crimea. As for the Sufis themselves, according to the Crimean vizier and statesman of the 17th century Sefer Gatsi, there were about 40,000 of them in the Khanate at certain periods. The figure is approximate. The patrons of the Sufi brotherhoods, and most often its members, were representatives of the Jiri Khan dynasty. Many of them built tikais. Famous Sufis were the great Kislev poet Ashik Umer, the Crimean Khan Islam Jiri II Dervish, Muhammad Jiri IV, who was known as Kayamil in the Sufi circle, and many others. Sufi brotherhoods functioned in all Crimean cities and in many villages. Most of them were in Bakhkizere, Kyiv, Karasubazar, and Kislev. Endless devotion to the Prophet's teachings, inner intelligence, purity of character, patience that knows no bounds, and a complete lack of interest in material enrichment and domestic comfort, all this was promoted by Sufi teaching. Later on, Sufi motifs never disappeared from the works of Crimean Tatars and national fine arts. Follow us on all social media pages of the Crimean House, subscribe, and support us with your likes.